everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander Core studio. Welcome to the show. Today's episode comes to you courtesy of one of my incredible patrons, Jeff, who's been supporting this channel as a golden big tier patron, and I truly couldn't do this without the support from amazing patrons like Jeff. So again, Jeff, thank you so much. And for the personalized deck tag, Jeff chose Lin Sivvi Defiant Hero. Trying to make it as broken as possible on a budget. I love the pick. Let's jump into it. A 1/3 Rebel Legend for 3 mana and white. Yeah, you can tell it's such an old card that it literally still says, hey, it's a creature dash Rebel Legend. Yeah, I believe it's a human Rebel. There you go. Pay X and tap. Search life for a Rebel card with a converted mana cost X or less. Put it into play. Then shuffle your library, and by paying 3, you put target Rebel card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. So, Rebel recursion right there, but yeah, Rebel tutoring is what we really love about this. Obviously, again, when you can tutor anything out, essentially, right into play that is a Rebel, there are certain things. Again, there's only so many Rebels out there, but there are certain things that can combo together and can definitely take over the game. Absolutely love this pick. Let's jump into it. And let's start things off with our first tactic by talking about Task Force. That's right, a human rebel that is quite interesting and quite unique. A 1/3 that costs 3 mana and white. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability, it gets +0/+3 until end of turn. Which means that if we can just maybe keep targeting it with a ability, then maybe we can just do that again and again and again. And of course, there is another rebel with an ability that works with that, and that would be Outrider and Core, a 2/2 Core Rebel Knight for 3 mana in white, and it has flanking. Yep, flanking, we're bringing that in here. Yeah, we don't really care about flanking with this necessarily, but it does say pay 0. The next 1 damage will be dealt to Outrider and Core this turn is dealt target creature you control instead. So essentially, with this, we can go, okay, I pay 0. The next time that 1 damage will be dealt doesn't have to be about to be dealt damage. It doesn't even have to be in combat. It doesn't have to be anytime. You can do this anytime you want. You can go, okay, pay 0. Target my task force. Pay 0, target my task force as many times as you want, meaning that your task force has an infinitesimal amount of toughness. Okay, rules lawyers out there, I mean, you got to pick a number at some point. That's like, a variable 3, but whatever, like 1,000,000,001 or 2, I don't even know. Anyways, a lot. Okay, 3 trillion, let's just say that, okay? You got a lot of toughness. And what you can do with that is, well, block very effectively, obviously, or, obviously, pair that with some other things like Animal Boneyard. Yeah, that's right. We're bringing back this card from Odyssey. Animal Boneyard. Enchant Land. That's right. It doesn't even say aura on it. For 3 mana in white, Enchant Land has tap, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So again, this combo can gain you infinite life. Semi-infinite. I mean, again, they have to pick a number, essentially, at a certain point. But whatever, 3 trillion or something life, okay? An absurd amount of life. On top of that, though, of course, we've got other ways we can do this, too, like, Avenger End All. A 1/1 that costs 2 mana in white, pay 3 tap, discard a card from your hand, remove target attacking creature from the game, controller gains life equal to its toughness. So, yeah, this one a bit of a roundabout way to do it, but, yeah, attack with your task force after you've done this combo, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, go away. All right, awesome, I gained that life. Good for me. Then we also have Worthy Cause, though, an instant for a single white mana. You can also buy it back, too. Sacrifice a creature, gain life equal to its toughness. So, again, yet another way to go. Okay, I'm going to gain an absurd amount of life for just 1 mana, or 3 if you want to get this back. And, of course, keep in mind, again, your commander can actually get the task force back on the bottom of your library to then tutor it back out. So you can actually do it again if you absolutely need to gain that much life again. Sure, good for you. Or, of course, Condemn, an instant for a single white mana flexible card for us. Put target attacking creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Its controller gains life equal to its toughness. So this one, again, kind of like just skips the whole line when it comes to having to utilize your commander's ability to put it back on the bottom of your library. But being able to go, okay, all right, yeah, I'll attack with this. And like, what? You're attacking with a creature that's got 1 power and a lot of toughness? Yeah. Okay, by the way, now it's gone. And I gain all that life. Good for me. Or, again, you can obviously utilize this in a defensive way against your opponents, too, for their creatures. But what fun is that? Use it on your own and just gain so much life. Moving on, let's talk about some other combos, though, to consider for this deck, because, yeah, we're not limiting ourselves in that. We've got Crackdown Construct, and though this is not a Rebel, we've got other ways to tutor for it, too. It's a 2/2 Construct that costs 4 mana. Whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, Crackdown Construct gets ++1 until end of turn. And for those of you that might be newer players that might be a little confused with the mana abilities, it doesn't mean like it has like, oh, a mana symbol on it. It means that it's not like, oh, a mana dork that taps to add mana. That's a mana ability, okay? So with this one, you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, activate, my 0, move the damage around kind of thing, as many times as I want. Or one of the other many ways to activate this too. And all of a sudden, this has not only infinite power, but infinite toughness too. So yeah, you can take advantage of a lot of ways to utilize this to win the game, of course. Obviously, Angelic Protector is another card we can consider as well. A 2/2 Angel with Flying for 4 mana. Becomes the target of a spell or ability, +0/+3 until end of turn. So again, although it's not a rebel, it is one that can benefit from our, well, rebel-y, abilities? Yeah, there we go. Let's go with that. Or how about Daru's Spiritualist, a 1/1 cleric that costs 2 mana and white. Whenever a cleric you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, gets +0/+2 until end of turn. Luckily, this is a cleric, so yeah, again, being able to just go, okay, cool. Yeah, all the toughness. Win from there in many ways. Nomad's Encore, yet another way to redirect that damage. A 1/1 for a single mana that can redirect damage. Martyrdom lets it so that any of your creatures can do that. It's an instant for 3 mana. This has been, Oracle texted, so make sure you check out the Oracle text on it. But basically, it gives any of your creatures essentially the, hey, pay 0, redirect that damage. So, yeah, utilize it in that way. Again, just like out of nowhere, Martyrdom, your opponent's like, wait, what? What is that card? You're like, it's a card from Alliances. Yeah. What is this jankiness? Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, my creature then activates that ability as many times as I want. Cool, good for me. Warrior Encore, yet another way to do that as well, again being a 2/2. Or how about Spirit Encore? Another 2/2. This one's got flying though for 4 mana, does the exact same thing. Or how about Lancer's Encore? Again, there's so many of these Encore things that have this exact same effect. A 3/3 for 5 mana, trampling, pay 0, redirect it. So again, this can be a combo that you set up early, again, with a different kind of a creature that isn't necessarily a rebel. You get your commander out, you activate, you get the task force out, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, cool, we're good to go. Now, outside of Crackdown Construct, swinging and hitting an opponent for an absurd amount of damage, of course, we can actually swing and hit for an absurd amount of damage with our Task Force as well, or any of those other ones that get an absurd amount of toughness with something like Gauntlets of Light. +0/+2 for the equipped creature, enchanted creature I should say, assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And the enchanted creature has pay 3, untap it. So cool, we can actually utilize this with our commander if we really want to, and like, okay, yeah, activate the ability twice in a turn. Sure, we can do that. We've got other ways to untap as well. That being said, hey, being able to swing and hit with toughness instead of power, that is absolutely massive. So, Rasad in Bashir, a 0/3 human monk for 3 mana and white. Each creature control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So again, just skips the line on that and says, you know what? Toughness is what matters. We're swinging through with that. On top of that, whenever this attacks, if you have the initiative, you double the toughness of each creature control until end of turn. Cool. Doesn't matter. What matters is toughness. Then we've got Bill the Pony. That's right, all opponents fear Bill the Pony. A 1/4 horse for 4 mana and white. Enters the battlefield to get 2 food tokens. Sacrifice a food. Until end of turn, target creature control assigns combat damage equal to toughness rather than its power. So you're going to get 2 shots at this. Make sure you take your opponents out when you do so. Or Baldin, Sentry, Herdmaster, a 0/7 human warrior for 6 mana. During your turn, each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and when this attacks, up to 100 target creatures each get +0/+X until X is the number of cards in your hand. That can be a lot, but I mean, it's just kind of like a drop in the bucket compared to like your giant creature that you're swinging with anyways. So yeah, again, the thing that matters is switching it to that toughness matters, toughness hits strategy. Or you can just say, oh, yeah, I used one of those cards to gain all that life, sacrificing the toughness creature. Test of Endurance. Enchantment for 4 mana. Beginning of your upkeep. If you got 50 or more life, you win the game. This is where your opponents start panicking and they're like, hey, does anyone have any removal for that? No? Okay, alright. Alright, we all need to band together, okay? Alright. Mitch is only at 5,000 life. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 5 trillion life. Alright, we need to get Mitch down to 50. Can we do it? No? Okay. I guess we lose. So yeah, Test of Endurance is a great one to do that. Feldar Sovereign, another great one as well. A 4/6 cat beast for 6 mana. Vigilance lifelink, being for upkeep. If you got 40 or more life, you win the game. Again, 40 is absolutely nothing compared to the amount of life that we can gain with this deck. Next tactic, though, this changes everything. Yeah, Mere Entity, technically a rebel. A 1/1 shapeshifter for 3 mana in white, but it does have changeling, meaning no matter where it's at, it is also every single creature type. And by paying X until end of turn, creature control base power type is XX and gain all creature types. This is a great way to, well, change all your creatures into the same type or pump them if you want to do that. But also it is an ability that you can activate by stacking it as many times as you want, meaning it does combo with Crackdown Construct, because Crackdown Construct go, oh no, I'm a 0/0, but that doesn't matter because I keep getting +1/+1 every single time you activate that, so it is a way to win with that. Or how about my favorite, one of my favorite cards of all time, Masquerade Nexus. Artifact for 4. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you don't own on the battlefield. Pay 3, tap, make a 2/2, shapeshifter or changeling. Basically, everything is a changeling in your deck. And here and there and everywhere. Meaning that everything is a rebel. Meaning your commander can tutor for literally anything. Go get whatever combos you need. Win the game from there. Have fun. Masquerade Nexus is amazing. Let's keep things rolling with our next tactic, though. We're going to dig down with cards like Amrau Scout, a 2/1 Kithkin Rebel Scout for 2 mana. Pay 4, tap, search life for a Rebel permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Again, the name of the game with this deck, just the main combo is Rebel combo. So here we go. We can get this one out early. We can get our commander out as well. And then on the same turn, tutor out both of the combo cards. So this can be a good one to get out early when you need to. Defiant Falcon, yet another Rebel. This is a Rebel Bird. There you go. 1/1 for 2 mana with flying does the exact same thing. So you get another Rebel card that can actually just tutor for you. What's that? Oh, we've got another one. The Lieutenant. We got a 1/2 Rebel for 2 mana. Exact same ability. Again, if you get these out early, they can be great to then just start tutoring those things out in combination with your commander as well. Key to the City is a great way to dig down into our deck, kind of like a delayed rummaging effect in a way. A mana artifact that costs 2, and it says, hey, tap, discard a card. One target creature can't be blocked this turn. Oh, by the way, yeah, can't be blocked this turn. This is a great way to make it so that whether it's our Crackdown Construct or one of our giant toughness creatures that now can assign damage based on toughness, gets through, hits an opponent, and takes them out. And when this comes on tap, you can pay 2 to draw that card. So again, like delayed rummaging, like I said. Oswald Fiddlebender is a great artifact tutor, 2/2 Gnome Artificer for 2 mana in white. Pay a white mana, tap, sacrifice an artifact. Go get any artifact in your library with mana value 1 plus that sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put on battlefield, and then activate it as a sorcery. That's okay. What we're going to be doing with this one, though, is essentially, hey, you know what? Go get exactly what you need. Go get that artifact that you need. If it's Crackdown Construct, great. If it's the Key to the City to make something unblockable, great. Go do just that. Or how about Blitzball? An artifact for 3, tap, add 1 mana of any color, tap, sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards. Only if an opponent was dealt combat damage by a legendary creature this turn. Again, it doesn't have to be yours. Do keep that in mind. It is a good way to ramp, and it's also a good way to dig down when an artifact, well, can be sacrificed like this for 2 cards. That can really come in handy. Cut a deal. Another way to dig down in your deck. Every opponent draws a card. You draw cards equal the amount of cards drawn that way. So yeah, 3 mana basically go, draw 3. Thank you. Scrapyard Recombiner, again, we talked about how we've got Crackdown Construct in the deck. This can really help us out. A 0/0 Construct itself, modular 2, for 3 mana. Tap, sacrifice an artifact, switch life for a Construct card, reveal open your hand, then shuffle. Yeah, basically a great way to tutor for that Crackdown Construct combo piece. Secret Rendezvous, make a deal with an opponent. Sorcery for 3 mana. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. A great way to go. Hey, do you want 3 cards? Okay. Don't attack me next turn. Okay. All right. I'll draw 3 too. Thank you. The other 2 players hate us. Anyways, your temple's under attack. Make another deal as well. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards, or creature control gain indestructible until end of turn. A great way to protect your team, or again, make a deal. Mangara the Diplomat. Speaking of deals, no deals here. 2/4 Human Cleric with lifelink for 4 mana. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and are planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. A great draw engine for you throughout the game. Sandstone Oracle, finally, a 4/4 Sphinx with flying for 7 mana. Enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. If the player's got more cards in hand than you, draw cards equal to the difference. Being able to go, hey, blue player over there, your massive hand, probably having no maximum hand size, like a 14 cards. Yeah, I'd like to drop there. Thank you. Onward we go. Let's talk about throwing a wrench into our opponent's plans. But first, more deals. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. So again, a great way to, even with this removal card, be able to go, oh, you know what? Card advantage 2 and politics. The second one, though, exile target artifact that opponent controls. And the third one, each player chooses 3 non-land permanents they control. Destroy all other non-land permanents. Again, our combos only revolve around certain amounts of cards, essentially. So we're okay with just wiping the board and saying, you know what? Clean slate's good for us, except for these cards are going to stay in play. Thank you. Generous Gift, 3 mana, destroy any permanent, replace it with a 3/3 elephant. Grasp of Fate, enters the battlefield for every opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until it leaves the battlefield. Again, get rid of 3 things for just 3 mana. That's pretty huge. Speaking of 3 mana, Oblation. Instant for 3 mana. Permanently get rid of something. Okay, it's not permanent, but it basically is. The owner of target non-land permanent shovels it in their library, says goodbye to it forever, basically, then draws 2 cards. Or, again, in our case, if it's a rebel, because we can target our own things, if we need some card advantage there, we can get it back with our commander, so do keep that in mind. Stroke of Midnight, 3 mana, instant, destroy target non-land permanent, replace it with a 1/1. Crush Contraband, 4 mana, choose one or both, exile an artifact, exile an enchantment. Expel the Interlopers, choose a number between 0 and 10. Draw creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. Again, all of our creatures basically have an extremely low amount of power, so we're going to be like, oh yeah, one-sided board wipe, thank you. Austere Command. We also have low mana value creatures as well. Sorcery, 4/6 mana. Choose 2. Destroy artifacts, enchantments. Destroy all creatures mana value 3 or less, or destroy all creatures mana value 4 or greater. Very flexible. Pick exactly what you need to benefit you the most. And finally, Dusk to Dawn. Dusk is a sorcerer for mana. Destroy all big creatures power 3 or greater. Dawn, get back all those small creatures power 2 or less from your graveyard back to your hand with Dawn. Moving on, we've got some ramp. And when I say some, I mean an absurd amount of ramp, because we want things to go quickly. We want to get all of our mana out there. We want to be able to combo out multiple things at the same turn. Let's do it. First up, there's Wayfarer's Bauble. Of course, pay 2 taps. Sacrifice, go get a basic land and play tap. Everflowing Chalice, a very flexible mana rock. Cost 2 taps for 1, 4 taps for 2, etc., etc., etc. Arcane State, cost 2 taps for a color. Good for us. Power Stone, cost 2, usually taps for a color, depending on what our opponents have in play for their lands. Fractured Power Stone, cost 2 taps for a colorless. Locomotive Torque does the exact same thing, but we can also tap and target non-land permanent comes in artifact with other types until end of turn. Mind Stone, exact same thing, but we can also pay 1 tap, sacrifice, draw a card. Prismatic Lens, cost 2 taps for 1, pay 1 tap, filter mana if we need to. The Iron Crag, cost 2 taps for 1, but also, hey, Ledger Creature enters. We can have this become an equipment. We most likely won't ever do that, but if you might, then you might do it. But it's okay, it's just a mana rock anyways. Agility Bobblehead, though, this one is quite funny. Taps for 1, or pay 3 tap up to XR creatures you control, gain haste until end of turn, and can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. So all of a sudden you're like, hey, yeah, do you have any creatures with haste? No, why? Oh, okay, my infinitely large Crackdown Construct is coming through to hit you because of its Bobblehead. Awesome. Sonic Screwdriver, again, yet another mana rock that can actually make something unblockable as well, or untap an artifact, or help us scry one if we need to. Warm Power Stone, very simple, very effective. Cost 3, enters tap, taps for 2. Heatran Archive, cost 4, taps for 2, pay 2 taps, sacrifice, draw 2 cards. Ichor Elixir, ignore the planar die stuff. It's just an artifact that costs 4 and taps for 2. Ring of the Lucy does the exact same thing, but we can also pay 2 tap, pay 1 life, and tap target non-land permanent if we need to. Sisay's Ring, none of that. Just costs 4, taps for 2. Same thing with Urgolem's Eye. Stone Speaker Crystal, we're starting to get more and more of these like 4 mana tap for 2 ones. We have a lot of them these days. This one, though, pay 2 tap, sacrifice it, exile any of target player's graveyards, draw a card. And finally, Gilded Lotus, costs 5, taps for 3 mana, any one color. Finally, though, let's talk about some great lands that can really help us out. First up, Rogue's Passage. Taps for a colorless, pay 4 tap, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Yeah, unblockable is the name of the game for our massive creatures swinging through. That's well worth the 4 mana. Or, how about 3 mana with Access Tunnel? Tap for a colorless, pay 3 tap, target creature power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. Again, even if it's Crackdown Construct, do it before you combo. Literally just go, okay, Crackdown Construct, you're unblockable. Okay, now you've got infinite power afterwards. Okay, swing through, hit. And obviously with the creatures that just have infinite toughness, essentially, that doesn't matter. They're always just going to be unblockable with this. Or how about for free, Escape Tunnel? I absolutely love this. Basically, it's an Evolving Wilds, or you can tap, sacrifice, and target creature can't power 2 or less can be blocked this turn. Oh my goodness, just being able to go, okay, hey, you know what? I play this land. My creature's unblockable, and I swing through, and you lose! Goodbye, because of my land! Treasure Vault, a great way to store up some mana. Tap for a cost, pay XX, tap, sacrifice this land, make X treasure tokens. Again, we've got so many ways to make mana. Let's have one more with one of our lands. Kabir Takedown, a good way to remove a creature potentially. Deals damage to a number of creatures you control, target creature or planeswalker just on an MDFC land. Backside, enters the battlefield, taps for a white. Or there's Razorgrass Ambush, deals 3 damage target attacking or blocking creature. Some little extra damage right there is nice on a land. Or again, hey, this one can actually enter untapped if we pay 3 life. If we don't enter tap, that's okay. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.